All right, everyone, welcome to a very special edition of Unleashing Power. Today, we're joined by Jeremy, Alejandro, and Gab. Today is a very special day. We'll be talking about USAPL Pennsylvania States. So we're going to be talking all things, just the good, the bad, the ugly, talking about who we see as being top 5 for the female and top 5 for the men, and then we'll kind of talk about some of our favorites for each weight class and just build up some excitement. So Alejandro is actually going to be our co-host today, and he's going to be leading us through.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi guys, welcome. It's an exciting meet that's upon us. I think we're about 4 weeks out, 3 weeks and change. So it's coming up pretty quickly, and we have some names, some competition, some newcomers, some veterans, and it's looking pretty good. I can't wait to dive into this, and we're gonna be breaking it down one lifter at a time or one weight class at a time, and we're gonna be talking about the potential here because I think we have a lot of great lifters here all throughout each classes. So we're gonna be doing this in a little different format. We're gonna be talking about the top 5 men overall, top 5 female overall. We're gonna be talking about possible weight class battles. There's a few that's brewing that looks pretty exciting. And we're gonna talk about up and coming lifters. We're gonna talk about anybody that's worth mentioning, and just to keep things a little spicy and a little up to the point, we're gonna try not to overstretch our time here, because I know if we actually had the liberty, we can be talking about this for hours and hours and hours.
Very
So,
true.
welcome guys, welcome. All right, Jeremy, welcome back. Gabs, is this your
What's
first
up?
time to the podcast? Welcome. So we're gonna be talking up. We can start off with the females. I think a lot of podcasts don't really touch much on the females in terms of powerlifting. So I want to start off with the females first, so we can get some good insights on them. So we're gonna be starting off at who do we think are the top 5 in terms of dots for the open women? Top 5 women open. Who do we think, or what order, or who we think is going to be basically in that top 5? Any particular order? Gabs, want to start? Let me hear your top 5, Gabs.
Okay. Let's see. So this is in no order, but Colleen Donahue is definitely up there. Marta, however you say her last name, my apologies, is up there. Emma Greenstein is up there. I think those are like my top 3. You want me to do 2 more?
If you have, if you don't, it's fine.
Yeah, I think those are my 3. I don't have like any 2 more off the top of my head.
Okay. Jeremy, what you got?
I did a decent amount of scouting, but I couldn't find much. There's Erica and Arusai. I hope I'm saying that right. But she doesn't post. I couldn't find her on Instagram, but she did one meet and she had a 452 dots. So that's pretty noteworthy. Like she's the second highest dots currently. Of course, we all know like Colleen Donahue. She has hit a 515 dots, and it looks like her training's gone pretty well. She hasn't been posting too much recently, but she did hit a 115 bench. I think that was back in December, and it was pretty clean. So, kind of projecting for her to at least at least adding 7.5 kilos to her total, which would give her a 524 dots, which is pretty far ahead of everybody else. Of course, Nita, her training's looked awesome. I think her best total was 407, but her training's been going off. She just posted she hit, I think it was 162 for 2 on squat. It was pretty clean. So I have her projected like possibly hitting a 435 total, which would give her 463 dots. Emma Greenstein is looking strong. She just competed at the Strong Showdown. I saw her in person, and she took that meet like it looked like she took it pretty sub-max. Like she used it like a training day, which is ridiculous because she still hit a 434 dots. So I have her projected at 4th, but I didn't take into account Marta because I didn't see her on lifting cast, and I know she's pretty strong. Another one, I have 2 like wild cards that have kind of like brought their training up over the past year was Kaylee Galchik. I have her ranked at 5th. She's only done one meet into the States last year where she only hit a 341 dots, but her training has increased so much that I think she could take a 435 total, and then that would give her a 443 dots at 70 kg. And then Emily Mattis, she's one of my friends, lives up in Scranton here, and her training's been going off. She's battled a few injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So I have her projected to take like a conservative like 470 total, which would give her 423 dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, is Martha coming or not? Is she on the? Is she a lift in the cast?
I saw her when I first pulled it, but let me check if the roster has changed. 52 weight class. No, I actually do not see her anymore.
But she probably pulled out of that one. So okay, no problem. Sarah, you're up.
So, much like everyone else said, I had Marta, but it looks like she might have dropped. I have Colleen Donahue as my first. Erica E, as Jeremy mentioned, not a lot out there. I tried to find her social media and I think it's private. So, but you know, like Jeremy alluded to, she's done one meet and looks like she started off rather strong. So I could see her adding quite a lot to that total. Emma Greenstein as well. I know she's benched the blue now a few times. I want to say twice, which is pretty significant. I saw her for the first time at PA States last year, and she lifts with a lot of composure, and I can see, you know, the work that she's put in over the last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much she's added over the last year. And then, I guess it would be number 4. I have Nita as well, Vanita Lim. She trains pretty hard in the gym, and she's added a significant amount. The question mark that I have, she's had a little bit of like back issues here and there on deadlift. So if she's able to stay healthy and show up, I think she, you know, is in contention to be top 5. And then Kaylee G as well. She's actually self-coached, which is pretty impressive, seeing how much she's been able to add to her lifts. I know she said that she struggles a little bit with technicalities and stuff, so we'll see what the judges think when game day is here.
I agree with you guys. I'm looking at Colleen, Erica, Vanita, and Emma. I don't really have a 5th. What I do, or what I'm thinking, Emma, I don't know if this will happen this meet, but the way how Emma lifts and trains, I see a lot of potential in that. A lot of potential. And I won't be surprised if she comes up with something ridiculous this meet as well.
Yeah.
So I see her in the top 3 for sure. And if any lifter slips up, she could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at her social media and she seems the part. So let's keep an eye on her. Vanita Lim, she's definitely improving a lot, and she is pushing, and I can't wait to see what she brings together and puts it all together on midday. And like you said, Sarah, she does have a little injury that she's working with, but I think she is finding ways to still work around it. So she should be putting up a good package as well. Erica, I don't have much, but people that normally don't show much normally show much on the platform. So let's hope we actually see that. I'm looking forward to see that as well. And Colleen should be the favorite here to pull this off, without a doubt. Now, last meet Colleen did was nationals, and it was not her best meet. I think she had a rough day. I don't know if it was a cut or if it was a travel or what the case may be, but I know she definitely wants to redeem herself and correct that wrong if you want to see that. So I expect another great performance from her as well. I think her last 2 meets ago she did I think it was the Pennsylvania Primetime, where she put on an exhibition of a meet where everything was really, really going well, and then her last meet was not up to her standards. So I'm pretty sure she will be looking to bring it all back this particular meet. 1, 2, 3. Who do you have, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's gonna be close. That's the thing, especially like 1, definitely Colleen. 2, you just don't know about Erica, and like Emily could have like the meet of her life. Her training's been going really well. I don't want to give away too much for her because she doesn't post much, but I spotted her like 3 weeks ago, and she took 185 on squat, and it was like RP 6, and I think her best in a meet was 190. So she's looking really good. She's battled a lot of back injuries in the past, so she could have, I gave her a 470 total, but that's very conservative. She's definitely capable of more.
Okay.
So it's going to be close. I don't know. I would say right now, 1 Colleen, 2 Emma, and then safely 3 is Nida.
That's my call for right now as well.
Yeah,
Sarah?
it's going to be tight though.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. And I think even though Colleen's the favorite, I think she can't afford to miss anything. I mean, she may be able to pull off maybe one miss, but looking at her history, I think when she misses in bunches, not just one. So hopefully she doesn't, and she can secure that double. But we're gonna definitely see. Sarah, what do you got?
1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do the underdog. I'm gonna give Emma first,
Okay,
and then
Nice.
Colleen, Erica.
Okay.
I like that.
But I think like all of us said, one person slips up and it's the next person's race.
Right.
Gabs?
I agree with basically everyone. I think one wrong move for Colleen and it easily pushes her down to second and third place, especially with looking at Nita and Emma's dots from their last meet. It's basically a .60 difference, so I think it's going to be neck and neck with top 3, but I definitely have Colleen, Nita, and Emma right now as the top 3.
Okay, so we all agree that it's Colleen to lose. Okay, good. All right, I appreciate that. Before we continue, I would like to say to everyone listening, our opinions are just opinions. We're still friends, guys. So outside of the just because we say something here, don't take it to heart. We're still friends, and it's just sports. That's how sports work. So we'll still prove us wrong. If we're wrong, prove us wrong. Yeah. All right, let's go
100%.
to per weight class. How many weight class battles are we seeing here? We have quite a few in the 70s, in the 60s, 75, 82. Actually, all but maybe 3 weight classes are not that stacked up. So let's go with weight class 60 kgs for the women. Who do we think um, will be pulling that off in the open?
For the 60, I think Skylar dropped out. She is dropping out because she is going to do nationals instead.
Skylar from Powerbell?
Oh no.
That's what I got from Kaylee.
Well, how
Not to
did
blow
she
up her spot.
qualify if she's
I think
going to
she-
nationals?
I think she hit a qualifier, whatever her last meet was. Look it up on Open Powerlifting real quick.
As one in Florida, she did?
Yep. I think that's what it was.
Oh, was that a state meet, I guess?
Yes, I think it was.
Hold up,
Okay.
you have to you need a state or a regional to make it to the nationals now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's as of 2025.
You would think I would know this, right?
You just win everything, dude, so it doesn't matter. You show up and lift weights.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was a Florida State Championship. She hit the qualifier at.
Okay. Oh, that
Okay.
makes sense. Okay.
So that's the inside scoop I had. But yeah.
Good information.
So, who do you have after her? Because I'm seeing maybe Alyssa.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything on that Clarissa Giordano. I don't know if she's competed yet.
Is she brand new?
I think so.
I couldn't find anything in open powerlifting, and I also didn't see anything on social media as well. So that's a question mark. Alyssa Havison, I saw she's like a PT or a PA. She has a bunch of stuff out there, information, but it was mostly educational. So I didn't see too much of her lifting on her page, but it looks like she's definitely a strong contender and has done high level meets. So I think she'll have no problem taking first in that weight class, especially with Skylar. I'm dropping out because I had Skylar and her kind of neck and neck.
Same, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what you got? Same thing?
Yeah, there's not much going on in this weight class, I don't think.
70 weight class, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement with Colleen. She has the lion's share of the last total there. So the gaps drop.
Yeah, I think something happened. She'll be back.
Yeah, so yeah, I think for the 70 weight class, I think Colleen has that wrapped up. And I think we're all in agreement from giving her best lifter. All right, moving on to 75s. Who do we think going to be the shining star there? 75 weight class. Erica?
Yeah. I did have one to say. Joanna Bloom. She's kind of like an underdog. She was 70 also.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't competed in a while though, but she has hit a 423 dots. Like, so she was up in the running for the overall, in my opinion, but hasn't competed in a minute. She competed at nationals and had a tough meet, but the meet before that last year, she hit 423.
So let's hope she.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, let's hope she's definitely up for running because I love seeing comeback stories. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Same.
So we'll definitely keep an eye on her for that. Anything else in the 70s, or we can move on to the 75s.
Other than that, not much.
All right, 75. Who do we have?
Erica, she's the wild
Erica.
card. Nobody knows.
Erica and Gabrielle. It looks like Erica mainly because I'm seeing a 100 kg difference there.
Pounds.
Sorry, 100 kgs. Woof.
Yeah,
That would
it's
be
over.
written in stone.
Yes, 100 pounds difference. All right.
It's still
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Definitely.
Gabrielle Fosdick, she had a 420 dots. It's pretty solid.
Yeah. And it looks like she's more of a seasoned lifter. See, she's done like 4 meets before.
Okay.
Really depends if Erica is able to capitalize on those newbie gains, or if Gabrielle's more technically sound. Maybe she's just stacking the chips, you know.
Yeah. To add to that too, since you mentioned seasoned lifter, I know Alyssa has 20 meets under her name. 20. That's some veteran status right there.
Yeah.
And
seriously.
And that's good. I like seeing that, especially at a meet like this, when it's like basically state levels, like where the beginners are actually now getting their feet wet into the competition zone or the competition atmosphere. It's good to see that these lifters are still around at these meets, because I know a lot of times lifters, when they get to a certain level or a certain amount of meets, they only do certain meets only, not every single meet. So you don't really get to see the experienced people at these meets. So it's good to have her there.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I see she's competed in IPF Worlds in 2014, again in 2015. So she's definitely been around.
Lovely. It's good to know. Good to know. Yeah. All right, 82.5.
Got
a show?
Yeah.
I think so.
There's that Caroline Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find much on her. She has a 405 dots. Pretty solid.
Yeah, definitely.
Aside from Emma.
And we're moving on to the knees weight class.
This is a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
Competition.
I love to see weight classes like this. Like, as somebody who doesn't typically get to have a whole lot of competition in my weight class, I would love to be in a stacked weight class like this.
Right.
A lot of good talent.
You actually have to track your competition, which is nice.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. This is pretty deep class, but I think Emily Mattis is going to walk away with it. But Kelsey Stuick-Roth has a 408 dots herself.
I competed with her at that Avengers meet that I did early last year. And I think that was her first meet at the time. And she's been adding a lot to her lifts, and like, she's pretty strong and she competes well. So I think if Emily slips up, I think it could be Kelsey's for the taking for sure.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
My client Amanda is in that class, Amanda Ballinati.
Yeah.
She's had like an amazing off season. So we're looking like she's hit a 392 total, but with how lifts are going, we're kind of expecting to be in like the 430 to 435 range. So possibly adding like 40 keys to her total.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's significant.
That would still put her at like a 387 dots range, but that's something significant to note on.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Teresa Litz has a 392 dots. Couldn't find much on her on social media.
I know she is. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, she trains at the gym that we train at as well, and she has been kind of battling a lower back, like SI kind of issue as well. But she said everything's been feeling good recently, so hopefully that holds up and she can actually come and compete against these people.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
That's good.
I know she has a lot of potential as well. So
definitely. Yep.
We're gonna be excited to see her back on the platform, especially from after injury.
Definitely.
And then we have for the hundreds, we have Grace. Okay, Grace is in the weight class by herself. Damn, I wish that was me right now.
Yeah,
Easy
yeah,
day.
yeah. Exactly. Show up. Don't bomb out.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Jeremy, you're a coach, right? How is she? How is she doing? Is she
So this
she up for the
this will
task?
be this will be her first meet at 100.
Okay.
So like we kind of because she just competed back in November, or yeah, at PA prime time. So like since that time we've just been cutting and cuts like obviously like dropped strength a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
especially on bench took the biggest hit. Her deadlifts probably been the most consistent, but we're still in range to add to her dots at least
That's
with the
awesome.
total that we're like the total range that we're kind of shooting for. And also, she signed up for regionals, so our main goal here is to like have a good showing at 100 and just build and get some momentum going to have a nice showing at regionals and then hopefully nationals the following year.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
I
That's a
think
good
when you
plan.
have a significant cut where you're cutting down weight class like that, you have to focus on something other than the numbers because, that's not going to be a given that you're just going to PR still. So being
right.
able to focus on something like dots is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just
also,
kind of like putting a good showing out for that weight class.
right, exactly. It definitely makes you, it forces you to grow as a lifter because if you don't like accept the circumstance, you're going to drive yourself nuts. And
Yeah.
Grace is like this last bit of training has like done a good job of like adapting to that and understanding like looking at the long haul, which is what we are in for.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So that wraps up the open females. Anything else we want to add to that?
You forgot one. Oh no, I'm sorry, Sarah.
Did I?
I didn't mean to do that to you.
R.I.P.
Sarah, you can still jump back into the loop
I was
now.
looking at my roster.
I still could, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. This show is a surprise. Surprise! I'm here.
Surprise, I'm here competing against nobody.
That's the best way to compete. All right. Let's jump into the open men.
Can we touch on the teen and junior women real quick?
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do that. You lead the way on that one.
Just some honorable mentions. I know we already kind of touched on it, but Samantha Donnelly, she has 388 dots at her last meet, but I think I follow her or I just see her lifts, but I think she's been improving a lot. Kaylee, as we already mentioned, has been improving a lot. She's probably going to add a ton of dots to her total. And I think that was all. Teresa Olive also has a 380 dots and she's already done 4 meets. And she's in the teen 3 category. So I'm sure she'll be able to add quite a significant amount.
Just to also talk about this, so I wonder if like with Kaylee being self-coached, if she's gonna have a handler and like how she's gonna work with having, because like usually your coach handles you at meets.
Yeah.
So I wonder like if she does have a handler, like how that's gonna work with, like being on meet day, you're gonna have a lot of like your own goals and like you want to be able to just dial in and focus on your own lifts, but she's your own coach. So I wonder if that's gonna play a part into like ego lifting at all or like any like mental boundaries. So like in my opinion that will be like interesting to watch because she is strong. Like there's no doubt about it. So I think hers is going to be like mentally. And Samantha Bevard, that's how you say her last name. She I know in the past has have like inconsistent training, but I know ever since she's been with Hannah Motek as her coach, she's been progressing and rising. So I'm interested to see her compete because she's finally like consistently on the rise. That's it. That's my 2 cents on that one.
No, that's good. I don't think I'm familiar with her, but that'll be interesting. I'm excited to see some of these younger people compete for sure.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's tough is like scouting all these names out for like a meet like this versus like if you were to scout like a national level meet. Like every one of those guys is posting all their lifts at least, or at least has like a lifting account.
Yeah.
Here you have to really dig to find information on these guys.
Yeah.
They're a little bit newer.
Definitely.
Correct. Now, for Kaylee, is this her first meet? Okay, so she's self-coached. So her first meet, was she self-coached then as well?
I believe so.
think so, yeah, but I
think
don't
so.
know like who her handler was or anything like that.
Okay.
And her first meet was last year's states, and I know she had a bunch of friends who she was competing with, so I don't know if one of their coaches just jumped in to help or how that worked, but I know she's looking to be a lot more competitive than her mindset was last year. Like, I think her mindset going into it last year was, I just want to have fun and compete with my friends and put up a good total. But I see her being, coming in a lot more competitive this year.
Okay. That's good. It's always good to be more competitive. Just got to make sure we don't exhaust ourselves, because especially if you're self-coach and self-handled. Hope not. She'll be fine. I think there's a lot of people around that's going to help regardless. So, it's good. It's good. All right. Moving into the men, open men. Trying to sort my files here for some reason. All right, who we have for top 5? Gabs, you're first.
Okay. Top 5. Let's see. Okay, this is in no order, but Benjamin Harris, he has about, where is it? 466 dots. Brian Mackle, I feel like he fell off like the deep end in powerlifting and recently just started getting back into it, and I feel like he's on like the wave and everything's been progressing, so I definitely have him in top 5. Who else? I'm not familiar with the men at all. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Justin Yee looks like he's another 477 dots. Pretty big deadlift too of like 640, so that's exciting. I think those are like my top 3. I don't know if I could name 2 more.
Okay. Sure, what do you have?
I also have Justin Yee as my number 1. Looks like he's a pretty heavy lifter. Brian Mackle I actually have as my second, so his dots were a little bit lower, but he's been really popping off the past few months. Really adding a lot. Hopefully he's gonna squat 700. Has added a bunch to his bench as well, so I have his dots going up quite significantly. Tony Lee I have as my third. Let me see. Apologies. Oh yeah, I made a note that I wasn't sure if this was the right person in open powerlifting just because he had a few weird like Canadian meets and stuff. I think it was just multiple people, so I was trying to suss out like which was actually him, but I think he'll do pretty well. Benjamin Harris I also have as top 5, quite a seasoned lifter. And Colin Asadenia looks like he trains. Yeah, his lifts look pretty good. I wonder about, I saw some of his squats and they looked a little bit high in training, so it'll be interesting to see how he shows up on meet day. But some people can get away with that in training and then show up on meet day perfectly fine. So I just had him as a bit of a question mark.
Okay, thank you. Jeremy, we got?
I got number 1 is Justin Yee, or JJ Yee lifts. He's had a fantastic comeback because I think he had a meet or he got hurt in training before, but the training that he has been posting looks awesome. He did post today though that he missed a 260 squat, but he's hit a 270 squat in training, and I would say it's the standard. But as long as that was just like a misnomer, I have him possibly taking like 735 kg with how his lifts have looked, which would give him a 501 dots. If he could break that, that would be huge and probably definitely secure the win. But also, I did find Tony Lee's Instagram, and his lifts are like beautiful. Like he does lift to the standard, so
Yes.
He's had a fantastic offseason, which I have him projected to possibly take like 720 to 725 kg total, which would give him 492. He's hit 475 dots before, but his lifts look really, really good right now. But he stopped posting in March, so we'll see how the last bit of his prep went. Number 3, Ben Harris. I know he was coming off an injury, but I do expect him to like definitely get around the same dots or possibly a little bit more. But obviously, like you guys said, like very seasoned lifter, so definitely knows how to peak himself. And I do believe he has a coach. I think he has a coach, right? Do you guys know?
I'm not sure.
Could have sworn he did. I can't think of the guy's name right now. But anyways, 4, I had that Colin Asadenia just based off of previous dots. I couldn't find his social media, so yeah, he has 465. Brian Mackle, 464, so he's just under. If he has a fantastic day, could easily take the 4th spot. Other than that, I don't know too much about him. And I have a wild card. It's my boy JP Richardson. It's 125, and he looks healthy as far as I know. And his lips have looked really well. So one guy slips up, he could easily jump in the top 5.
Yeah. Well said. My top 5 will definitely be Justin. He looks on a different level. And then I have Tony. Tony, I've seen him at Powerball once or twice. He's kind of quiet to himself, and he does lift pretty clean.
Yeah, he slept on. I
Yeah,
feel like not many people know about him.
Sarah, I think that was the guy that asked me to spot him one time when I was about to squat something heavy, and I told him I can't help you right now because I'm trying to lock in right now, and I think he felt a little I think he felt a little some type of way, but I apologized to him afterwards because I was really struggling to squat that day. So yeah, but I think he's definitely being slept on because I've been watching him and he comes in and gets his work done, and he's kind of precise with it too, which is kind of rare to see in younger lifters because he doesn't talk a lot. Comes in, gets his work done, and leaves. So that's pretty good. Now Benjamin Harris, now he's been around for a while. I expect something big from him. I know he expects something big from himself as well. So hopefully he can put it all together. Injuries always suck, and I think if he has a great day where he's feeling good and everything is chirping, he could definitely be within the top three. Top three. Colin, I found on social media. He looks strong. He looks very very strong. I would not be surprised if Colin pulls this off and wins. To be honest with you, but that's pending Justin have a bad day. I think it's Justin's to lose, but Colin looks very, very strong. And some of the lifts that he were doing, he was basically repping out maybe 15 pounds below his max on squats. So he is looking pretty strong. But like Sarah said, his depth is questionable. I think when if you look at his singles in training, it's better than his rep work. So I think he'll be up there as well. Sure who he's coached by, but he should definitely be up there. Now Brian has definitely been improved. Brian's been having a tearaway session, a tearaway a few blocks as well, with his squat and everything in general. He's definitely improved a lot. And he's probably maybe the only lifter in the entire beat to squat 700 potentially that I see, and that's good. That's very very good. I don't see anyone squatting 7. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think he's the only one that's about to squat 700 in this entire meet. Yeah, I don't think Justin will, because he's 82.5. Because if he was close, I think we would have known by now.
Yeah.
The world would have known by now, probably. Yeah, so I think Brian definitely
J-
will. Go ahead.
JP has hit high 6s in training, right?
Yeah, I
But
think
I don't
he's
know.
knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's not going to do it for sure. But will he risk it though at the risk of a big pull? That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing with big deadlifters. Do you want to squat heavy or you want to pull heavy? Choose one.
Yeah.
So if he does, it'd be great. But I definitely think Brian is definitely there to squat 700. Say what happened in the gym, but let's just say he's right there. He's right there, and he's definitely gonna put on a show if all goes well for him. Hopefully he does come through. There was another guy that I saw on his page. I can't remember who it was exactly, but he was lifting a lot of weights with punk plates. I can't remember who it was. I think I marked it somewhere, but I forgot. But he looked like he was a potential.
Hold on, I did mark that. Dionis Herrera.
Yes, him.
Yeah, I saw he trains in a commercial gym.
Yeah.
But he was moving a lot of weight.
He was moving a lot of weight, and it almost looked unreal.
Yeah.
If you're gonna see this, buddy, don't come at me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It looked very unreal. I mean, a lot of weight. It looked unreal. So maybe he is that strong. And
what weight class?
90. Yeah, I think he was repping 650 deadlift. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something like that. And So if that is him indeed, he might be the one to surprise everyone. So that's my shout out. I mean, like, you see the thing with me, I'm not a fan of punk plates, especially if you're gonna mix them with bumper and then you're gonna throw on punk plates with a metal and bumper. I'm not gonna take you seriously.
Especially when you're that strong.
Yeah, no disrespect to anyone
Yeah.
that pulls on punk plates or lifts on punk plates. I just can't take you seriously because I've lifted punk plates and I can tell you right now, it's not the same as kilo. It's lighter. It's definitely lighter. I've squat 700 with punk plates, and it feels lighter than kilo, and that's because they're not calibrated. So you might be missing, like, you might load up 700. It's probably 680 or 675. I mean,
Yeah, because if it's under just a little bit,
it
it
adds up.
compounds. Yeah, if you have
It adds
7
up.
plates on there, then that's 7 times an insignificant amount, which
Yeah.
turns into a significant amount.
Yeah. So, but I'm not an expert, so I'm just saying that's my 2 piece. I mean, so hopefully he is that strong and he surprises us all. I really do hope he's that strong because this guy was ridiculously strong on social media. That's another thing too. Social media strength is not the same as actual competition strength.
Different ball game.
Yeah, so let's see what he brings to the table. All the best to him.
Definitely.
All right, weight class battles. We got a few hot ones. All right,
Yeah.
all right. 75 weight class. Are we seeing just one person there? I guess.
Yeah.
I guess once you're a grown adult, you're not that small no more. Good job, buddy.
Ouch.
You got it, Alex. All you. All right. Go ahead.
Sorry, one of my lifters, he's just entered as a junior, though, and he's expected to have a pretty solid day. Noah Davis, 75 juniors, though. But, yeah, we're expecting like a 575 to 585 total, which would give him around a 423 DOS.
Nice.
Yeah, he's slept on.
Do I know him?
I don't know. He's only competed at Dan Campos.
Okay.
What did you say his name was? Noah Davis?
Noah Davis, yeah. He's on LaSalle Powerlifting Club. He's their president.
Nice.
Okay. Good. Can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
In the 2.5s, who we got?
Gabs
Gabs.
class.
Yeah.
Gabs. Go ahead.
82.5.
Top 3.
Probably good. What?
Top 3.
Okay. Probably Tony, Justin, Danny. And then maybe some wiggle room for Michael, depending on that. That's about it.
Who?
I don't know any of these people.
Which Michael Perez is this? Is this Michael Perez from Powell?
Okay.
Sarah, who you got?
I'm going to go underdog again. I'm going to go Justin. Not really underdog, but you know what I mean. Actually, no. I'm going to go Tony, Justin, Danny. And like we said before with the women, any of those people slip up. I think Michael Perez is right on their heels. He's another person training hard in the gym. So, yeah, I think all of those people, it really could be theirs. I see really close totals. So that's going to be an exciting one.
Okay. What about Jeremy?
I'm boring, but I think it's going to be Justin, then Tony, and then Michael Perez. I haven't gotten too much on the other guys, but Michael Perez looks like his training's pretty good. He hasn't competed since last PA state, so hopefully added quite a bit since then.
I'm kind of leaning towards what you're saying, but I think Tony got Justin for this one.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Tony got it. So let's see. I think that's going to be an exciting battle.
What makes you say that?
Just seeing him and how he trains. I haven't seen Justin train, so it's no disrespect to him. But I've just seen how Tony trains. He comes into the gym and he goes to the rack and he gets himself ready and he doesn't talk much. Like, everyone else is talking, but not him. He's just locked in, getting to work. And I'm like, God damn. Like, it's kind of weird to see a young kid like so locked in.
Right. It's always impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. So I'm gonna give him this one because he impressed me. Here you go, bro. You better win now.
I like it. That's what's like tough at that body weight when you're that strong. Like a squat will, like, if you mess up your squat attempt selection and like crush yourself on your third and overshoot,
it's a wrap.
You screw yourself for the rest of the meet.
Yeah.
So your numbers could be completely off with the outcome. So it is going to be, when it's tight like that, you never know who's going to take it.
Yeah, I think it doesn't come down to proper handling. You're absolutely right about that. Proper handling and what attempt selections they're making. I can see a two-way tie too.
Yeah, for real. Come down to body weight.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. All right, 90s. What we got? Sarah.
So I do have Colin for my number one. I have Giannis as my second. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Just due to the fact that he's in a commercial gym repping crazy weight is pretty impressive. Third, I have Jonas Chan. I checked out his last meet, some collegiate meet. It looked like he had a pretty bad meet, so I think he might have some kilos that he left on the table and probably looking for a comeback. So he could easily take second, potentially even first as well. So I think it's going to be a tight race.
Agree. I'll go second in this one. I'm leaning towards the same thing you said, Colin, Jonas, and Giannis. I think if Giannis is true to who he is, and Colin is, I think it's going to be a battle between those two. But I think they're going to push them. They could push themselves so hard. They both miss, and Jonas sneaks in. So
Yeah.
if not, it's going to be a battle between Giannis and Colin. I really can't separate them for right now because I don't have much info on them. Gabs, we got.
The same that you two said. I mean, if you guys, I have no idea who Giannis is, but if you guys are saying he's repping 6 on deadlift, it can always come down to that last pull. And from the look of it, at least the last time both Colin and Giannis competed, I was looking at the wrong person. So, I mean, I think it's still going to be a battle between them, and let's see if like anyone's ego will come into play.
That's big, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a
Colin, Giannis, and Jonas are my top 3 in this one.
All right.
I think given like men competing in general, I don't want to like overgeneralize, but it's not a question of if the ego is going to come into play, it's kind of when, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always
You think
it's
so?
always good to see. I think so, especially
Do they younger kids?
yeah, and with them all being so close, it's like how can you not? Like that's at the core of powerlifting. That's kind of what you hope for and what you kind of, you know, what it's all about.
Yeah. That's the thing, especially too, like the guys who can like add a ton to their total in a year, they have that crazy confidence. And then
Yeah.
end up like sometimes you're just, especially on squat, I feel like they just reach way too much on their third and just kills them for the meet. So
Yeah.
it's always interesting with that, if they're failing lifts in training or not.
Yeah. I always feel like bench is the silent killer too, because it can move and feel so good on your second, and then you load it up for the third and you just fall flat because, you know, just
Right.
that 5 kg, 10 kg jump sometimes is all it takes to just absolutely kill you.
Very true. Jeremy, what you got?
Pretty much same. Colin taking it. One that sticks out to me, I recently started following with Sean McFadden. He's had really consistent training. Nothing like insane numbers, but he's just very well rounded. He just posted. What did he take? Yeah, took 518, which is like I believe just above his comp max. Smoked it, so he should have a significant amount and like end up somewhere around like a 430 dots.
I have it marked down too to keep an eye on him as well.
Yeah, he's had really good consistent training recently. And it's like pretty well to stand. He has a really good coach, Logan Sharp.
Good. All right. Moving on to the hundreds. You have Brian, Ackle, and Harris Nugent. I'm sorry. How do you pronounce the last name? I know it's not Nugent.
I think it's Nguyen.
Man, yes.
When
Sorry, Harris. I know Harris too. Harris is probably gonna beat me up in the meet. Excuse me. All right, who do we got?
Why don't
Sarah.
you go first on this one?
Me? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
giving Brian this one. I think Brian has evolved. I know Harris is definitely got some gains as well, but I don't think he's up to par with Brian's capabilities as of right now. I know Harris is definitely improving, but Brian is like Brian's on a different wave right now. So I think Brian definitely got this one. Sarah?
I would have to agree. I couldn't find Harris on Instagram, so I didn't have really any videos to go off of, but from what I've seen in the gym, Brian has added quite a significant amount to his total, and I think he's also getting a lot better at the art of locking in, which I think says a lot about his mind frame and like what he wants to bring to this meet. I'm looking forward to what he has on the platform, and again, it's Harris's to win, so if he can show up as well, then it'll be a good battle. Because I see as of their last meets, they're only, 60 and change away from each other in pounds.
So only?
Wow. I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
You think that's
Harris
close?
is strong.
Harris is definitely strong. Harris's Instagram is something else. I follow him. I can't find him though. I forgot
it's a weird name.
I forgot what it was.
I can't find it either.
We're
I'm friends with him
on Instagram.
Yeah.
I can't find him because it's weird.
He's coached by Liam.
Exactly. That's how I know him.
Yeah. Yeah, strong bench, strong squat as well. I think his deadlift is like closely matched with his squat, but he's like knocking on the door of a 600 squat.
Yeah.
From last that I saw, at least.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a pretty well-rounded lifter.
Yeah. Gab, do you know his? Because I know Gabs knows everybody's Instagram handle.
I'm looking at it right. I'm trying to pull it up right now. But all I'm getting is Harold, not Harris.
Oh.
So I have no idea. But I mean, I'm going to go with Brian also. I mean, it is, like Sarah said, about 60 pounds. But Brian is about to squat probably 80 more pounds than he ended with on his last meet.
Correct.
And I have no idea who Harris is. So.
You know who he is. Trust me.
He's on your team.
Okay. The one with the glasses?
Yeah. I think.
Yes. I think they both wear glasses. Harold and Harris. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
110. Cabs, who you got?
110s.
I'm gonna give Benjamin Harris as number 1 as like the underdog because I also don't know who most of these people are. But I think it'll be a good battle between him and Michael for number 1. And I think if Michael does slip a little bit, that Ben can easily go in that first place spot. And then I'm gonna go with probably Nicholas as 3rd. From the looks of it, but it is, I think, going to be a good battle of the 110s as well between Michael, Ben, and Nicholas.
Jeremy, what you got?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like Ben's probably going to take it, in my opinion. I haven't seen too much of Michael's training, but Nick just joined my gym, and his training's been going off. He does not post at all. He's coached by Yuli. I don't know if you guys follow him, Broligram is like his Instagram handle, and his training's been going off. His best squat before was I think it was 245 or 260, and he's crushing that right now. So, and his bench has gone off. So I expect him to add at least 25 kilos to his total. He's having a really good prep. Nick Cerritos.
Sure, we got.
I had Benjamin Harris as my first, and then I actually picked Nicholas Cerritos as my second, just because underdog, and then Michael I had as my third. Again, he hasn't posted much, so all these people, honestly. So it'll be interesting to see how they show up because we've been left in the dark unless we train with them in the gym.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that same cycle as well. I know Michael is definitely dealing with some kind of injury. I'm not sure where or what the level of recovery he's on, but I know he's definitely not showing much. And Harris seems to be finding some kind of steam now in his training. I think this is probably one of the best. This is probably some of the best training sessions I've seen from Harris on Instagram in a minute. So hopefully he's up to par as well. All right, the big 125.
Big boys.
This is going to be one for the books. And it's
this weight class, this weight class is crazy.
3 of them in this weight class. This may probably be the hottest weight class of the entire meet.
And they're all within, going off their last meets, they're all within 100 pounds of each other. So that's just insane.
Yeah, so they are looking pretty good. All right, Gabs, what we got? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with JP as number 1, but if we all know JP he has a history of not the best meets and of injuries, so I really hope we've all been waiting for him to pull through and have a fantastic meet, and his training has been going incredible for the most part from what I know, so I'm gonna go with him as number 1. Crummy or John. He's also been doing pretty good. I know he was also dealing with coming off injury probably like half a year ago, maybe?
Yeah, like a year ago.
Yeah, so I think his squat has really blown up, if I remember. And he's a bench specialist too, in my opinion. I feel like his bench is pretty consistent. Brandon, I have not seen him post recently. I don't know much, but from my recollection is he is strong, but I think does have some depth issues, and questionable pulls with just some technique. Now he could have improved, and I'm not too sure on that one, but I think it could really go down to any of them, and it just comes down to making the right calls and technique and hoping that everyone stays healthy. Because I feel like these three people have all battled injuries easily. So it could really go down to anyone, but I'm going to go with JP as number one.
Okay. Sure.
Whew, this one is tough. So I actually have John Crummy, going number one, just because he is still coming back from injury. He's still like on that upswing. I think he could add a significant amount to his total. I have Jesse Richardson coming second, just because he's just a bit of a question mark. I know he had kind of tweaked his pec a little bit like a few months ago, so hopefully it can hold up, because like Gab said, like we've all been waiting for him to have his meet where he just shines in all three lifts. So really hoping he can come through. And then Brandon, I don't know as much about his lifts, so I just had him as number 3.
Jeremy, what you got?
Yeah, it is like tight across the board, like you guys said, but I still think JP is going to win just because he's got his bench outperforms John's. From my understanding, John's at best in competition was 180. I haven't really seen it on his Instagram, what his bench is looking like currently, but he's shown like significant improvement meet to meet. Like looking at John's open powerlifting, he added 32 kilos at nationals from his previous meet. So that's really impressive. And looking at his Instagram, he just hit 660 on deadlift and it was pretty clean. So it's going to be a battle regardless. But I think if JP's on that day, I think what's going to help him the most is possibly, of course, his deadlift, but also his bench.
Nice.
And then Brandon, like he hasn't, obviously, like you guys said, he hasn't posted. He's posted here and there on his story, but I know in the past he has had trouble with depth on squat, but he also has bulked up a class because he used to be a 110. So maybe it helped out a little bit, added some mass.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My take on this. I know all three of these gentlemen, and I'm good friends with all of them. At least I hope so. Hope they think the same way.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Well, hopefully it stays that way after these comments. All right. I think this can be one to watch. I think first of all we need to figure out what are the goals for all three of these lifters. Are they trying to qualify for nationals? That's going to play a very big, important, very important part to this whole meet. So if they are trying to qualify for nationals, they're aiming at a number. When you aim at a number and it's not there, you miss. So that's going to be the first thing. If they're trying to qualify for nationals, it's going to be a different meet altogether. I haven't spoken to them about that, but they might be. I'm not sure, but let's see how that unfolds. Now, who's going to win? I think who's in the best position to win is John, because I don't think he has any really demons to fight in terms of. I don't think he has a depth issue. I don't think he has a benching issue in terms of injury. I don't think he has a deadlift issue in terms of technique or anything of that sort. I think he is gaining some strength, and he is eating into the weight class. He's still young. And still very, very light. He's a light 125. I don't think he's even 120 yet. So he might be the only lifter here that has a lot of room to get into the weight class. Now, I'm not sure about the other lifters' weight, but I think he's maybe the lightest one. Now, I think he is in the best position to win. Now, who's the strongest person on this roster? Obviously, Jesse or Jess, JP. He's definitely the strongest one on paper right now, and from what we're seeing. My concern is he's trying to qualify for nationals, and he overreaches and loses this battle, or he's strong enough where he can do both and win. I'm hoping hoping the latter. So, and I do hope that he stays in one piece as well in terms of injuries and so forth. I know he squats sometimes a little high as well, but he normally corrects it on midday, so I don't think that'll be an issue. And I know once the deadlift gets heavy and he gets out of the position, it can become an issue as well. But like I said, he is the strongest lifter of the pack, and if he has clear plans and sticks within his means, I don't think he's gonna be able to be beaten. Now, Brandon, he is getting stronger. I've seen him on stories. He is getting stronger, and he has the body frame for it now. He's a true 125 probably, and I think he can probably put up a bigger total than this. And he's not far away from Jesse, but I don't think he pulls as much as Jess. So Jess has the last pull, so that's gonna give is it Jess or Jesse?
Jesse.
What you call him, JP?
JP. All right. So, so I think with JP having the last pull, it's definitely going to be in his favor. Especially even if Brandon has a higher subtotal than him, I think JP has the advantage there to outpull a pull for the win. I know Brandon does have a depth issue. Last 2 states ago, he had a little issue with his depth there. I can't remember the last time he competed, but I'm pretty sure he is aware of it and he will correct it and will be better this meet. And this is probably going to be one of the highlighted weight classes for us to all enjoy. And I just hope that these lifters are healthy and they stay healthy and they put up a show for us. And the thing is too, even though JP might be the strongest, Carmi might be the most proficient here, they can't miss. You can't miss here. You can't miss. Nobody can miss here. This is one because I don't think you can miss, especially if you're missing your turns. You're in trouble. I don't think you'll come back from that because they're so close to each other, and I hope to see this rivalry grows. Maybe next year it becomes something bigger. So good luck to these three guys, and I hope to see them do the thing. Do the thing. All
One
right,
thing,
go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to keep adding stuff, but Brandon's also coached by James Cole, I believe.
Okay.
That just adds another factor because I know James Cole likes to talk a little crap to JP. So maybe it
Might
gets
be
in his head. I
playing.
don't know, or maybe
Yeah.
JP can just shrug it off. But I know
He's gonna shrug it
you
off.
know.
I don't think he's gonna get in his head. No, I don't think he's gonna hit. I think JP. If JP is looking at the big picture, he knows what to do. It's now. I think it's time for a lot of lifters that have the potential. It's time for them to put it all together. You cannot have the potential for years. You got to put it together sometime. I think JP has reached that stage where he knows now that it's time for the works, and I think he's gonna block out all the excess noise. I think all three of these lifters are at the stage where they want to do their best and put up their best total. So I don't think anything outside is gonna bother because I've never seen Crummy so focused on the gym in my life.
Yeah.
Because the whole entire prep, Crummy's been very, very focused. Actually, all of them. All of them. Like I've seen Brandon's story every now and then. I'm like, who is this guy? They're all
Yeah.
like matured into like serious lifters now, and that's good to see. I'm actually happy for all of them. So looking forward to that.
Well, and like something to say about that is I feel like a lot of people with qualifying totals keep changing every year and keep increasing, as we all know. I think a lot of people are kind of like, this may be like my last shot to get to nationals until it's almost unreachable. So I feel like it definitely will, if this is everyone, especially in the 125's goal is to get in nationals, then they're gonna focus on that and try to be like the best versions of themselves, because it could be now or almost never.
Yeah,
Definitely. It's a good point.
very good point. Very good point. All right, 140s. We obviously have the clear favorite here to win is James Chung, and then we have newcomer Jazz Young. So this is like two ends. I think James Young is a Masters one as well. Yes, he is, and James Young is now starting off, and I think this is good, good on both ends here. So I want to say congrats to Jazz Young for coming over to the USAPL to give his statement on strength. So welcome, and James Chung, he's a Masters, so I'm all for that since I'm a Masters as well, and he's a 140, and I know he's bench. I think he's bench 501, in the gym, and I want to see him bench 501 in this meet because that might be something that we haven't seen at a PA state meet ever. I don't
It's a
think.
huge milestone.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen a 501 bench at any PA based lifter at
Yeah.
a PA meet. So hopefully, am I right? Yeah, I think I'm right. I don't think we've ever seen a 501 bench from a PA lifter at a PA meet. I could be wrong, but I've never seen one.
Either.
I mean, so hopefully, and he's 40. He's 40 plus. So I hope he pulls it off. I know I've been watching his training, and he looks pretty good. Even his squat and his deadlift is moving as well. So he should give us a show. And I know Chaz Young is definitely hitting PRs in his training as well, and he's definitely looking to increase on his total. So it's going to be interesting 140 there. So any comments on the 140s? Anybody?
Not too much. That would be crazy to see that. Like you said, like a 500 bench.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like raw. And he definitely can do it. He's hit 220, so he's knocking on the door of it.
Yeah, Sarah Gabs.
No, it'll be cool to see Jazz compete his first USAPL meet. I know he's like a very fun lifter to watch. He gets really excited and stuff like that. So he should have a good addition to his total as well, because he's only done one meet before. So that'll be cool to watch.
Yeah, it's always great to see lifters on the back end of 30 doing their first and second and third meets and so forth. That's how I started, 35. So it's good to see people still able to push themselves in the gym even at that age and continue to grow. So I'm always a fan of that. Always a fan of that. All right, let's jump into the male or the men Roger, the future, which where all the egos are. Who do we have for top 3 or top 5?
Oh, that's what's tough. I'm definitely in no order taking my lifter Noah Davis. Like we said, we're aiming for a range of like 423 dots. He's had an awesome prep, and especially with juggling, he's a full-time student and also works. Other than that, one of his teammates from his college, Lawrence Manny, Larry Lifts, he's had a really good prep. He just picked up a new coach, so his training's gone off. He just squatted 500 for the first time. Other than that, I couldn't find too many of these guys. Like a lot of them, like are hiding some of their training.
Juniors, huh?
Yeah. A lot of good guests. They're juniors like Andrew Loafland, insane 100 kg junior, and then Luke Strong also. He trains at a gym across town from me.
Yes. Sarah?
I honestly couldn't find a lot on any of these people, but I see Jack Strusowski. He's a strong lifter, squats mid-5s, pulls mid-5s. And I've seen him in the gym. It looks like he's pretty locked in as well. Turk Baum, it looks like, has a pretty high total, 1,500 pounds. So that's, kind of crazy. He's 21 years old. Jeremy mentioned Andrew Laughlin. He's based out of Delaware, so he won't really be in contention for anything. But I know his lifting has really popped off as well. So be interesting and fun to watch him compete.
Yep.
Same what everyone said was can't find much on these lifters. I know Jack, I believe he did take a break from powerlifting and he's gotten back into it over the past couple months. He is strong, especially for being 75. Especially squatting and deadlifting mid-5s. I think he'll be a good one to watch. I don't know if he's I don't know what his numbers are now. And then Turk, like you said, Sarah, will be a good one. Pretty sure he deadlifts low 6s, high 5s, which is exciting. Another one is, and this is kind of like an underdog, since Sarah loves to use that word, Ryan Hay. I think that's how you pronounce it. He is, I think, finishing up his junior year, or not junior year, but junior age, with 23. So I think he'll go out with a bang. And it says here that he was a USPA North American champ. And looking off his Instagram, he looks like he has a lot of emotion when he lifts, which could be a good or a bad thing. And also Andrew Lofton, my fellow Delaware training member. He's had some pretty incredible training. I think he recently just, he either squatted or deadlifted high sixes or almost seven. He's coached by Sean Sullivan, so they've been doing pretty good with him. And I know he's not up for anything either, but I think he'll be good to watch too.
Herman, we got.
Other than those guys, not too many stick out, but Struki looks like his training is getting back on track. 'Cause I know he had a rough injury, but yeah, very talented with technique. His squat is beautiful, so wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the mid fives or possibly more by the time he's peaked. So yeah, he's definitely one to watch in the 75 juniors. Other than that, not many of these guys I've seen before or I could find on their social media. So it'll be interesting to see some new faces.
Yeah, most of these juniors, they have a weird name on Instagram, like Superstar J Boy or some stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's something to make that's
Yeah. Like
Superstar J Boy lifts.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to see all these juniors. Period. I mean, I think when they bring a little cockiness, a little ego to these meets, and even though I might be laughing, it's just good to see these youngsters do their thing and in their element and exhibit their strength as much as possible. So I'm excited to see them and see who's the next, who's in terms of the sport. So I'm always looking to see who's up and coming. And I know we have some good visitors or guest lifters as well. So that's definitely going to be something good to be witnessing as we go into this. I want to honorable mention to Ryan Haig, if that's how you pronounce his name, former USPA North American champ. Reason why? Because his first meet he bombed out on bench, and then still continue lifting. He didn't quit.
That's good.
Very first meet he bombed out. So anyone that bombed on the first meet and you still lifting, I give you props because that's hard. I like that.
Respect.
I respect that. So
yeah,
big shout out to you, Ryan. Hopefully, when I see you there, I'll shake your hand because us USPA champions gotta stick together. So, all right, let's go to my favorite division, Masters female Masters.
You.
Why is my mouse working? All right, we have 4, correct?
Yes.
All right, so big shout out to all these strong women right here. We have is that Syra or Sarah? We pronounce that Syra Magan.
I'm not sure.
Let's call it Syra.
I think it's Syra.
Syra, Amanda, Deborah, and Ann. Beautiful. Everyone here, congratulations for just being in a meet, competing. And when I say I mean that with respect because these women about to put up some serious numbers. I mean, it's always good to see people that are the masters lifters still lifting. I mean, regardless of male or female, it's just great to see that they're competitive too. That's the thing. They're competitive. And it's amazing. Anyone want to give any insight to anyone?
I got Annie Marie Smith's my client, so she's had best prep yet. 2 years ago, she had a full hamstring tear on one of the heads of her hamstring, so came back from that, and we're looking to have meet PR total just a lifetime. So really good prep so far. Don't want to give away too much, but
yeah, her lifts have been looking good. She's doing her home gym training, which props to anybody who can lock in the home gym because I don't know if I could, honestly. I know you don't have any distractions, but not letting your home life or your what you have going on at home distract you from your training and getting it done is hats off to anybody who can do that,
Exactly. Yeah. Training's going fantastic for her, so and this will be her first meet at Masters 3, so
yeah.
Awesome.
Is she going back to nationals?
Not this year, but she's going to do regionals.
Okay.
And then 2026, probably go out to nationals again.
Okay. Caps, anything you want to say?
No, I think in general, watching any master lifter, especially like you said, be competitive is always just good to watch. Looking just based off of data from everyone's last open powerlifting meet, it looks like in terms of dots, Amanda is the highest, but Amanda and how did we say? Sarah? Syra are all pretty close, so it could be Not that it matters because they're all in different weight classes, but I still think it would be good to watch. And I follow Anne on Instagram, and I'm not going to say anything because Jeremy didn't say anything, but I still think, like he said, it looks like she's on track to hit some major PRs, so that'll be good to watch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And looking at Amanda's last meet, she competed in January, but she actually looks like she bombed out on squats and only got one of her benches. So I don't know if she has an injury going on or if that was just technicality, but if she's coming off an injury, that might be something to be aware of for this meet as well. So if we're looking at these four as a whole, I think Annie could take it away as first of all the masters.
Interesting. There's no best Masters lifter, right? Award.
I don't think so.
I think they did last year.
We need to
really?
Bring it back.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they did. For like overall masters, they put them all in. I think they did the age coefficient.
Same with junior teen as well. I feel like they should because like you have to be different species to be lifting at 14, 15, 16 years old, you know?
No, that's the norm now.
These young guys coming up are crazy nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's the norm now. I think maybe 5, 7 years ago, yes, but now they're all strong. Yeah, I think a different species if you're still lifting after you're 40. To be honest with you, because why would you want to put your body through this?
Exactly. You gotta really love it.
Yeah. So hats off to them. Anyway, let's bump over to the Masters men.
One thing I wanted to note real quickly is I don't see him in the Masters list, but in the open category, Mel Wonder, it looks like he's 81 years old. I couldn't find anything on him in open powerlifting, but his age, I guess, in registration is 81. So I'm looking forward to that. It seems that way.
Congratulations, sir, if that's true.
I know. I'm looking forward to...
Yeah.
He'll probably be able to set some records.
I'm going to ask him why. I'm curious. I want to hear a story.
Yeah, for real.
I want to hear a story, yeah. That's cool. 80, wow. 80 what?
81.
Yeah, I'm going to do my first meet. I think it's time. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've been training my whole life.
For 60 years. I'm ready for them now.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. All right. Masters men, what we got? Top 3. Anyone can start.
I'm still pulling mine up real quick.
I'll go. I had Mark Davis, high 1500 lifter, dots 458. Seems like he's done quite a lot of meets. Looks like he has 8 meets under his belt. I have him for first. James Chong, I have as second. He's a 140 kg. Oh, is he the one who we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he'll definitely be someone to watch, especially if we're saying, you know, he might be benching in the 5s. That would be incredible to see as a Masters lifter. And
as any lifter,
honestly, yeah. It's a huge milestone lift for sure. And to do it over the age of 40 is incredible. I think those were the 2 standouts that I had.
Davis is?
I don't.
No.
So that's pretty healthy done.
Yeah, that's insane, actually. Especially at 75. 75, that's a great open total. And then Tim Gottlieb, he's got the 3rd highest dots for the Masters in general, and he has 408 dots, and he is Masters 1.
So it should be one. It should be a good one to watch. This whole entire meet. Any honorable mention? Anything that we want to touch on before we conclude here?
Too much. It's awesome to see how much it's grown in the past few years. I did states in 2021, and it was nowhere near the capacity that it's at now, and nowhere near at the amount of talent that it's at now. So pretty awesome to see how much it's grown.
Yeah, I think it is really an honor to live in the northeast of the country just because we have so much talent here, like between our states and our regionals. It's really such a, you know, it could be its own nationals if it needed to be, just with the incredible talent that we have up and coming and already established. So I'm just excited to see everyone bring their best and battle it out.
Correct. Simmer. I'm looking forward to seeing the youths, the open and the masters lifters, and everyone come and express themselves on the day and show us what they've been working on. I mean, I always think that when you come to these meets, you're basically telling us or showing us, okay, this is what I've been working on or been cooking up for the past 3 months. I think that's always good to be a part of and to witness. Let's can't wait to see what everyone does and just I always think of meets as a reunion, meeting up with people. So can't wait to see everyone do their thing, do their thing. Gabs, ain't
No, I mean, same thing you guys said. Always, like, living in the Northeast, like, Pennsylvania by itself just always has incredible lifters. And I'm really glad that with so many people, especially in this area, I feel like making the switch to go to PLA, that there's just brings more opportunity for all the younger lifters and people in general to showcase them and like what they've been working on. So it'll just, I think, be a really good meet to watch all day.
Agreed.
all right. With that being said, thank you everyone for your time. Looking forward to see you guys in a couple of weeks at USAPL Pennsylvania State Championships, and then hopefully we can make this podcast bigger for next year, and then we can add some more stuff for it as well. So hopefully this can grow and become something more of a staple, because I like to promote the local lifters, because I don't think local lifters get the light and the shine they deserve, especially after putting in working day out and day and night into the gym. So until next time, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
We're out.
That's it.
All right, guys, thank you.
Bye.